It's Hugo and Jake, they're coming to take a look at the Quran. So make no mistake, it's gonna be great, delivering more than comedy, that's what they wanna be. But honestly, it's fact from fiction, leaving lasting hits. When Hugo and Jake take faith and illustrate contradictions, create apostates to be great. Atheists make people who believe see the world in a different way. What's on the episode today? Take it away, Hugo and Jake. Loving the way they're splitting the fact from the fake, attempting to make those who hold faith reevaluate and wake up. But they just stay stuck and haters wait and stay in place, no time to waste. The Quran reload with Hugo and Jake.
Hello everyone, I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake.
And this is the Quran Reloaded. Welcome back. Like we said, not a dead channel actually, surprisingly enough.
Just like, it's like stage 3 cancer. There's hope.
Today we're going to continue in the 5th surah with verse 35. We're going to continue on, and they're going to talk a little bit about Christians and Jews.
This is called the table. This is supposed to be like, hey, hospitality. It seems less than that so far.
You'll notice that as we go on, the surah titles are more like suggestions about what it's going to talk about than, you know, an actual summary of what you're going to hear.
Gotcha.
So like I said, 5th surah, verse 35. O you who believe, be conscious of God and seek the means of approach to him, and strive in his cause so that you may succeed.
When I was reading that, I read seek the memes of approach to him. The internet's ruined me.
2017, nothing makes sense anymore. It doesn't matter. Just keep going with it, and when the nukes go off, at least we can say we were alive in the age of memes. They memed a man to the most powerful office in the world.
Yeah.
Also racists. As for those who disbelieve, even if they owned everything on earth and the like of it with it, and they offered it to ransom themselves from the torment of the day of resurrection, it will not be accepted from them. For them is a painful punishment. Have you noticed? I guess this is... when you look at both scriptures, I guess they're both very focused on the negative aspects, but Christians tend to focus on, like, oh, the day of resurrection, we're all gonna be saved, yay! Whereas this, it's like, the day of resurrection and punishment!
Maybe they're into that, you don't know.
It's like, the Christians are happy, like, oh, it's a Sunday, we're gonna go out on it's gonna be a park adventure.
We're gonna have like a pontoon adventure on the lake.
Meanwhile, the Muslims are like, Sunday, 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 it's a cage match! God versus all the people we don't like!
I feel like Christians still like cage matches, I don't think.
They do.
I feel like the Venn diagram of Christians and people who like cage matches is a circle.
They will want to leave the fire, but they will not leave it. For them is a lasting punishment.
I like the idea of a hell where there's, like, boundaries to the fire, and then, like, you can kind of, like, try to make a break for it, but then some guy's like, no! And then pushes you back in. No, Greg! We agreed. You're in the fire now.
I don't want to be in the fire.
It's the fire. It's what we do.
How do you even get your job?
You'd be really good.
What?
Yeah, all the good people get to push other people into the lake of fire.
That makes sense.
Yeah. There's not very many of us.
The lake of fire is actually just a nice water feature in heaven. It's just...
yeah, but they just stay really vigilant, and, you know, we didn't make this lake of fire not to use it.
Yeah, it's so when you're in heaven, having sex with 72 virgins, you can have a nice view of all the gays burning.
Dude, nothing gets me going more than popping cherries and watching gays burn in fire.
That would look nice crocheted on a pillow.
If someone crochets that on a pillow, it will go on that wall. 100%.
But whoever repents after his crime and reforms, God will accept his repentance. God is forgiving and merciful. Unless you're dead, then you're fucked. Do you not know that to God belongs the kingdom of the heaven and the earth? He punishes whom he wills, and he forgives whom he wills, and God is capable of everything.
That kind of implies, like, it's a crapshoot.
It's willy-nilly.
Yeah.
How's he feeling today? That's what it's saying. It's, I mean, by the rules of Islam, because Islam is literally just obedience to Allah. That's basically the one rule, is follow his rules, and of course it breaks down into more stuff. But at the end of the day, it's do what he says. So if today he says, you know what, I was wrong about the gay stuff, everyone fuck a butt. Just everyone.
Everyone. But then tomorrow he's like, guys, It's been a rule for ages not to fuck butts. And in a moment of weakness, I allowed you, and you all took advantage of me.
O messenger, do not let those who are quick to disbelief grieve you. From among those who say with their mouths, we believe, but their hearts do not believe, and from among the Jews, listeners to lies, listeners to other people who did not come to you. They distort words from their places, and they say, if you have given this, accept it, but if you are not given it, beware. Whomever God has willed to divert, you have nothing for him from God. Those are they whose hearts God does not intend to purify. For them is disgrace in this world, and for them is a great punishment in the hereafter.
Again, God is like, yeah, I never intended to make them, like, go to heaven.
He just made people to put them in hell, because that's their entire purpose, is
But then he's mad about
to
it.
be created by him to go to hell and be subversive here on earth.
As a Muslim, how do you deal with that? How do you like... Yeah, some people are just meant for hell, regardless of the actions or intentions, like...
God creates them knowing this one's going to hell. No matter what.
So that means, like, when you throw gays off rooftops, that was just how it was intended to be, and you're going against God's will, I think. I think you're not obeying Allah.
Sure.
Allah, God of the buttfuck.
Listeners to falsehood, eaters of illicit earnings, if they come to you, judge between them or turn away from them. If you turn away from them, they will not harm you in the least. But if you judge between them equitably. God loves the equitable.
In what capacity has he ever loved the equitable?
By equitable, he means people who do what he says.
Oh.
But why do they come to you for judgment when they have the Torah, in which is God's law, yet they turn away after that? These are not believers. Probably, if they're coming to Muslims to settle their disputes, they're probably not very strongly Jewish, no. They're probably not super into the Torah.
But why not be just like, hey, Islam's pretty fun. You want to do some Islam stuff with me?
I think they don't say that because that's not true.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
We have revealed the Torah, wherein is guidance and light. The submissive prophets ruled the Jews according to it. So did the rabbis and the scholars, as they were required to protect God's book, and were witness to it. So do not fear people, but fear me, and do not sell my revelations for a cheap price. Those who do not rule according to what God revealed are the unbelievers.
God's sitting there smoking a cigarette in his office, and someone walks in. It's the budget guy, and he's like, sir, well, our profits on your word are very low. He's like, I don't care, mark it up. People aren't buying it. It should be cheaper than this. He's like, no, do not sell my revelations for a cheap price. Why is there
a fucking dogfight happening?
Did Michael Vick move in?
We were gonna make the same joke.
That's the only famous guy from Dogfight.
No one should get credit for that.
Is there a Mike Tyson of dogfighting that's not Michael Vick? We don't know his name. Mexican fans, let us know who the Mike Tyson of dogfighting is. Former Mexican fans.
In my head, I'm trying to think. No, that's okay.
Yeah.
That one's okay. And we wrote for them in it a life for a life, an eye for an eye, a nose for a nose, an ear for an ear, a tooth for a tooth, and an equal wound for a wound. Again, that's that Old Testament, which would have been what they're saying, the Jewish book. That whole eye for an eye shit. But whoever forgoes it in charity, it will serve as an atonement for him. Those who do not rule according to what God revealed are the evildoers.
So if you just disagree even slightly, you're an evildoer. You're not just like you're not even a dissident. You are evil.
Yeah.
We're very evil.
Not just normal evil, evildoers, which is like Saturday morning cartoon levels of evil.
Does that mean we get like the ends of our mustaches get to twirl up and we get like color-coded cars and we can race them?
No, but we do get discounts on weather dominators.
Weather dominators.
Cobra! That's a G.I. Joe joke.
That was so shrill.
Oh, so's Cobra. In their footsteps, we sent Jesus, son of Mary, fulfilling the Torah that preceded him, and we gave him the gospel, wherein is guidance and light, and confirming the Torah that preceded him, and guidance and counsel for the righteous.
Except for the part where he said he comes back and he's also the Son of God.
Okay, so they're saying that Jesus being a prophet, again, remember when we went over earlier surahs, they had retconned the Jesus story. He's just a prophet, he's not the Son of God. They're saying he came here to fulfill the promises of the Torah. Even though he said a lot of things that were the opposite of the Torah.
How do you reconcile both saying, yeah, Jesus, we believe that guy, and also saying, yeah, Jesus, we don't believe that guy?
Well, because if you're a Muslim, you're going to say that people subverted his message, not himself.
I mean, I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
Okay.
Every source we have in the Bible disagrees with that.
Oh, are we gonna start all of a sudden assuming religious people are super like intellectually honest?
I'm just saying. Well, yeah, I know, but you could say they subverted it, but it's like,
I understand. I don't know. I get it. I get it. So let the people of the gospel rule according to what God revealed in it. Those who do not rule according to what God revealed are the sinners. And we revealed to you the book, with truth, confirming the scripture that preceded it, and superseding it. So judge between them according to what God revealed, and do not follow their desires if they differ from the truth that has come to you. For each of you we have assigned a law and a method. Had God willed, he could have made you a single nation, but he tests you through what he has given you. So compete in righteousness. God is your return, all of you. Then he will inform you of what you have disputed. Let me explain what just was said. God could have made Jews, Christians, and Muslims all one group and all get along.
oh, sure.
But he's making them compete for righteousness for which ones get to be the good ones. There's a reason I put you here on earth with the Christians and the Jews, Muslims. It's so you had to show you're more righteous than them. To challenge you.
Does this also imply that each of the books is 100% true, but it's like a popular vote? Which one is the truest true?
I don't know.
It's like Family Feud. And the correct answer is Islam. Actually, I should have said survey says, because that's the line. Steve Harvey is on a watch now. Not a Steve Harvey fan.
Not a Steve Harvey fan
it's
either.
It's his teeth.
I think it's just... The Family Feud is a show centered around one joke. Can we get you to think about the word penis?
Right, that's pretty much it. And then Steve Harvey goes, he almost said penis! I miss the fat guy, though. Louis Anderson?
I miss when Al Borland from Home Improvement was there.
Holy shit, Home Improvement guy was there.
Yeah. I don't miss the creepy guy from, like, the 70s that would kiss all the female contestants.
I do.
And judge between them according to what God revealed, and do not follow their desires, and beware of them, lest they lure you away from some of what God has revealed to you. But if they turn away, know that God intends to strike them with some of their sins. In fact, a great many people are corrupt. Is it the laws of the time of ignorance that they desire? Coming from the Quran.
Oh, got him.
Yeah. Who is better than God in judgment for people who are certain?
People. Other people I feel like are much better at judging people than God, according to the rules in here.
Sure. O you who believe, do not take the Jews and the Christians as allies. Some of them are allies of one another. Whoever of you allies himself with them is one of them. God does not guide the wrongdoing
This
of people.
contradicts itself, because before it said people of the book, yeah, hang out with them, they're nice, and now it says don't be friends with them.
Well, remember what we talked about, oh gosh, now I'm forgetting the word for it, but the stuff that comes later, overrules...
Abrogation.
Abrogation, yes. Some people believe that the stuff that comes later in the Quran, the later it is in the Quran, it overwrites essentially what is earlier.
Right, but I have heard Muslims say, like, oh no, we get along with Christians and Jews.
People of the book. Which most of them do, it's just...
Right, I'm just saying, it doesn't say that then.
This is very contradictory as to what you should do to them. You will see those in whose heart is sickness racing towards them. They say we fear the wheel of fate may turn against us, but perhaps God will bring about our victory, or some event of his making thereupon we will regret they concealed within themselves. Those who believe will say, "Are these the ones who swore by God with their strongest oaths that they are with you? Their works have failed, so they became losers." O you who believe, whoever of you goes back on his religion, God will bring a people whom he loves, and who love him, kind towards the believers, stern with the disbelievers. They strive in the way of God, and do not fear the blame of the critic.
So if you're not good, he's gonna replace you.
Yeah. Stay tuned next week for the Quran Reloaded with two probably browner guys.
Browner.
Not necessarily, though, who are very, very fond of the Quran.
Yeah, they're gonna be brown.
All right, and that's it for this episode. Stay tuned. Next week we'll be doing, I think, a reaction video to something.
Yeah, if you guys actually have something you want us to review, a la our movie review style, go for it. Put a link down there in the comments section, and we'll do it.
Yeah, and we won't give you any credit for it.
We'll try to remember. I'm terrible at that.
Yeah. Other than that, you can always subscribe on our other channels, The Bible Reloaded or Unpopular Culture, where we do our movies, TV, and game stuff.
Today, we actually, as of this recording, not today when this comes out, we had a Star Wars trailer review, so that was a lot of fun. And then we have Stranger Things, and what was our other thing? The
Black Panther,
which looks like a lot of fun. So if you're interested in that kind of shit, we do that almost every day of the week, most every week.
Yes. We also have a Patreon if you want to help support the show. Speaking of which, this Saturday will be our patron live show. So if you are a patron, make sure you check your messages sometime in the next couple days, or by the weekend. There'll be a link to that there. So until next time, I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake, and we will be replaced next week by Mahmoud and Ahmadinejad.
That's a little on the nose.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Is he even president anymore over there? I don't think he is. Do you remember that one song on SNL with Andy Samberg where he would sing to Mahmoud Ahmadinejad about his gay love for him because Mahmoud Ahmadinejad was against gay marriage? I really like saying Mahmoud Ahmadinejad.
I can tell.
Can you give me one?
No. Mahmoud.
Ahmadinejad.
Ahmadinejad.
Close. Not as sexy as what I said.